Hello, everybody. So, has anybody here dealt with anxiety or is dealing with anxiety or is looking for answers about anxiety or how to overcome it? I'm going to share my story about what happened when my anxiety attacks and my panic attacks and all that stuff. So, when it happened back in July 2020. I had a panic attack while driving a long drive. It was a 12-hour drive going from a different state to a different state, from Florida to Georgia, in other words. And 3.5, 4 hours into the drive, I got a panic attack, a really bad panic attack. I was by myself, drove myself to the urgent care thinking I had some heart attack or something going on with myself. But it was actually a panic attack. So I drove myself to the urgent care. I got transported to the hospital. And at the end of the day, I got sent home that same day with, I think they mentioned I was dehydrated, which I found it odd, but that's what the hospital said. So what happened next was I started getting anxiety. From there on, remember driving, I would get scared because of the panic attack. I remember a lot of things that I was always on the edge. So the anxiety didn't get any better. The panic attacks were just coming. Like I mentioned earlier, I was scared to drive. I was scared for anything. I had a newborn baby, and I wasn't even scared to hold my newborn baby, which was kind of odd. I was just scared and always on edge. So battled around there like about 8 months of anxiety issues and panic attacks and all that stuff. And I did therapy. I ended up going to ER like 2 to 3 times. They would send me back with some like Ativan or Xanax pills for the meantime. But at the end of the day, my battles was I always thought it was something with my heart or something with my health, when in reality it was just my mind playing tricks on me. So after doing therapy and and trying to going to the doctor and trying to figure out what to do, they recommended antidepressants, and I was like, whoa, no, 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 I don't want to take this. Like, this is not for me. So in my culture where I come from, it's very common for men to be machismo or be tough and just, you know, bring it up and stuff. But I couldn't be that way. I mean, I was literally crying every day just because I was in fear. My wife and kids were, seeing me in my weakest moments, and it was very intense time. But I was just scared to take antidepressants, and I was just scared and scared. I didn't want to do it. I mean, so after doing therapy for a while and 8 months of suffering, I decided to talk to a friend of mine, and he was like, "Hey, listen, what do you take when you have a headache, or what do you take when you have muscle aches?" And I was like, well, "I'll probably take a Motrin, a Tylenol. I mean, something to carry me through the pain or the soreness, whatever it is." He's like, "That's the same thing an antidepressant is. It's just to carry you. It's not gonna make you a zombie. It's not gonna do anything to you. It's just gonna bring the levels down of anxiety from here to here. Just think of it like a volume." So I was like, man, that's a good way to think about it. So of course, it took 8 months, and those 8 months, I was having panic attacks. I was depressed. I was getting insomnia. I was, I was going through it. I mean, I was just suffering, mentally suffering. It was really bad. I mean, I wanted to go to sleep, but it was hard for me to go to sleep. And then when I would wake up, it was just anxiety. It was just a vicious cycle, like a suffering cycle. Crying, not being able to sleep. My kid, it was weak. And then during that, we were all locked down with coronavirus. I mean, just a crazy time to go through this, right? So 8 months passed by, and I decided to pop a pill. What pill did I pop? Well, it was Zoloft. And pop a pill day one, pop a pill day two, three, four, five. Eventually, the anxiety was gone. I was able to function. I was able to feel normal again. It didn't do anything else, but I felt normal. To me, it's a miracle drug. And I was hesitant at first. So now, here's the thing. If you can relate to my story and what you're going through and all that stuff, I advise you to take it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. Always seek a medical professional. But if this is what you're going through and suffering, I would take an antidepressant. It works. And if it doesn't work the first time, it's a trial and error. I had a bad reaction with Lexapro. Doesn't mean it's not gonna work for you, but that was just my body, my mind. Now it didn't want to work. But for you, just give it a try. You don't need to suffer no more. You don't need to go through it. You don't need to be, at your weak point no more. You don't need to be with insomnia. you need to get yourself better. And when I say get yourself better, I mean you got to get yourself mentally better, physically better, and spiritually better. All those three things come into play. So there's nothing wrong with taking antidepressants or trying to figure it out, but you don't need to be suffering for so long like I did, 8 months of just, you know, having butterflies in my stomach for no reason. And when I say butterflies, it's just I was intense, I was on edge all the time. But you don't need to do that. I mean, if my story helps you, go seek help. And like I said, go look for an antidepressant. It'll help you a lot. Go seek therapy and go be around friends and families who can support you through this. It's really tough. It's a sad stage in your life or season. But like I said, it's only a season, and seasons only come and go. So it might be a 3 months, a year, or whatever it is. But you could overcome this, and I wish you the best. Now, if this helped you, or you know somebody that needs help, just forward this to them. And also, please like, subscribe, and follow my channel for more mental health and other talks that I'll be doing. Thank you very much. And disclaimer: this is my first video, so I don't have the best editing. You see, there we go. Editing skills and all that stuff. So it's not going to be all that fancy, but I'll try my best. And as we build up, hopefully we get better and progress. Thank you, guys.